Gonna give y'all some time to come in, let YouTube share the notifications. And yeah. Just before I get into the video. Alrighty, I'm gonna keep this super short and sweet, of course, y'all. I just have a quick message to talk about today. I just came back home, so might as well just, come and speak some life over y'all. So if you are joining in, like, comment, subscribe, hit that noti bell so you can catch the next post. I'm gonna come live more often for y'all. Whew. Excuse me, y'all, because it's a bit past my bedtime, even though I be staying up doing what I gotta do, right? But we're going to be talking about how God has been protecting you, and I really need y'all to pay attention to what God is trying to show you in these times, right? Y'all may be trying to do a lot, going through a lot, experiencing a lot, hearing a lot. You know how it goes in life, right? And you may be wondering why this may be the outcome of things at times, why people want to manipulate and gaslight you, trying to trick you out of your position, so on and so forth. Majority of the times, God has to use those situations that can bring sorrow and be, heartbreaking at times to really get you in position. So with that being said, I want you to understand that, that's how you know I'm tired, y'all. I want you to understand that no matter what it is that you feel like you may be going through, sometimes God is truly protecting you from a lot of bad jobs, relationships, connections, so on and so forth, right? Gotta touch up a bit more, sorry. Yeah, I know it's super late, so it is what it is. Yeah, God may be protecting you from toxic people, places, and things that are behind the scenes, basically trying to come up against you, your character. People, of course, they will work in group effort or individually to come up against you, right? And there's so much things people do and say that you may not be able to see, hear, or the passive aggressive covert stuff that people do behind your back, the smear campaigns, the revenge campaigns, so on and so forth, right? It's very important to understand that God will be protecting you from these situations because he knows what it's going to do to your heart, to your mind. He knows you may be leveling up, working on yourself, but he still can't show you certain things because he knows how it's going to impact you. And maybe you're leveling up, right? You're doing everything that you need to. And some of y'all are wondering, like, why won't this happen? Why can't I get the answers to this, the revelation to that? It's simply because God knows that even though you're doing the work to level up, you may not be all the way there yet. And that's completely fine because you are getting there. And you just need to be okay with how things are going for you, no matter what. Just surrender whatever it is, because if God is truly protecting you from things that you can't see, hear, certain plans that could have been literally like people and their diabolical evil. You know how people be. They literally set snares and traps for you. They will try to literally set you up for failure, for disaster. The invites out so they can set you up for, you know what I mean, like humiliation rituals, things of that nature, right? And it's just like, imagine you'd be so upset. You're so over the fact that, oh, every time I try to do this, it doesn't want to work out for me. It doesn't go accordingly. Every time I want to go here or do that, X, Y, Z. But you need to understand that God is literally protecting you from some things that you can't see, right? So why be upset about it? Like, imagine sitting up there and really just being... It's the way that you are going about things at times. Like, we really have to practice gratitude at some times. And if you ever start feeling like that, right, that's where you implement gratitude. Basically what I'm trying to say is that's when you have to look around you, reality check, and be grateful for what you have around you, right? And then you start, analyzing, like, all right, I still have this, that, and the third, I'm still good, XYZ. No matter what, life may look like for you, right? you need to understand that, I think I said this in one of my previous videos, like, a lot of y'all know y'all could be farther ahead. Y'all could have accomplished this, that, and the third. Y'all probably say, oh, I could have been here, there, everywhere. But it's that mindset that causes you to even resent yourself at times, or the people around you who you will start to feel like are holding you back, when really it's your responsibility to do what you need to do. So it's just like, you never know what God was protecting you from by making you go this route rather than the other way. Like, of course, yeah, maybe you could have been farther ahead. Maybe you could have did X, Y, Z and got ahead, right? Maybe you could have lost your life in the process. Maybe you could have fell into somebody's traps, plans, parts, whatever the case was, right, in the process. So that's why I always say to people, like, everything happens for a reason. Why be upset if things don't necessarily look like they're going the way they need to go, right? So it's all about how you look at life, how you perceive things. And I always say transmute the negative into the positive. A lot of people lack that type of knowledge and wisdom, right? So yeah, it's just like, y'all really need to understand, majority of the time, God is preserving your life because he knows you don't have the ability to see as far ahead down the line as he can, so on and so forth. So it may feel like, you're being stagnated or XYZ, but really and truly, God needs you to be here next year. God still needs you to be here 4 months from now, 6 months from now, right? So it's important to understand that sometimes an opportunity won't necessarily go the way it's planned, but it doesn't necessarily mean it is the end of that opportunity, right? So that's why it's important to really understand that. And think, amen. I love that. Hey, how are you? I am thankful for the Lord's grace and mercy. Yes, amen. All praises, right? So that's what I'm basically trying to say. Like, a lot of people, a couple of things will, start to get a bit rocky or whatever, and then it's just like, oh, this and that, da da da. It's like, nah, just be thankful. I think the exact same way, right? Gotta be grateful and thankful for absolutely everything. What's up? How are you? And shout out the people in the chat. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the noti bell, y'all. Show some love if you know you're a real life it girl. I guess we don't have any it girls in the building because the it girlies would have liked the video. They would have done all that. We only have one it girlie. She be commenting. I see you, babe. But yeah, so you have to be calculated with the way that you are handling, like, your purpose and the way you're stepping into it and what you plan to do, right? Because people, they are calculated with you. They're, strategizing certain outcomes with you. They're very intentional with you. And, if you're not wise to understand that, right, that's where it's going to lead to the additional conflict that you don't necessarily need. So I kind of just wanted to make that clear for y'all. Don't be so hard on yourself, you know what I mean? Sometimes God just wants you to rest because he knows either, you have a busy week ahead, you have, a lot of things to heal from, to cope with, to deal with. And hey, it's not all peaches and cream at time, right? So yeah, trust in God that he's always going to be protecting you. And like, I know when y'all be hearing that, maybe you just think it's on your going out, you're coming in. Like, no, I'm talking about every area, every aspect of your life. Like, God is literally going to be protecting you. So just a quick little reminder, you know what I mean? Just a quick little reminder for y'all who be feeling like maybe you're suffering through like fear of going out, fear of crowds, so on and so forth. Of course, we have to be mindful of those things, but trust me when I tell you. I swear I yawned like 3 to 4 times in this. I did want to go live just until 11, so yeah, I just wanted to come through with that quick reminder for y'all. You know, God is on your side. Sometimes you may be wondering, sorry guys, I'm trying to use my laptop to light up the place. But you know, you may be wondering like, why me, or why this, why that, XYZ, you know what I mean? Why not you? Like, you are special. The gifts you hold, you know, the things God has you to do. You can't be placed in predicaments and environments that are going to potentially be detrimental to you or your image or your character or your overall mindset, right? So whatever the case may be, like, you know, y'all, I'm so tired. I had a busy day today, a very productive day, trying to, you know, do what I have to do. So yeah, but I just wanted to basically remind y'all of that. Other than that, yo, I just wanted to basically, you know, finish off by saying, no matter what people try to do, say, never forget this one thing, all right? That you are here for a reason, all right? You exist for a reason. It's not by surprise why you're here, all right? Just like how sometimes they are intentional and calculated. God was intentional and calculated when he made you and brought you here and brought you this far along. So when you see certain things aren't working out, like one thing I always remind myself and tell myself too, I told myself this when I was very young, is you don't force motives. Where I'm from, they call, like, you know, certain activities and like going out, doing something. It could be anything. It could literally be like a baby shower. It could be literally a picnic, like whatever it is, they call it motives. So I always used to say to myself, like, I don't force motives. I don't force friendships. I don't force, you know what I mean? Once I'm feeling like I'm forcing that, it's not for me. And you just have to kind of view things with the same mindset. Like, majority of the time, that's your intuition. It's just like, a lot of people lack that type of knowledge and wisdom, but truthfully, they will see the signs and feel that. You know, when your body really goes into like fight or flight mode, it's... Whew. Yeah, I'm so tired. It is what it is, right? So you will feel those responses. You'll feel your nervous system warning you it's time to flight, but you're still there trying to fight and force the motives or go out or XYZ, whatever the case may be. It's like, nuh-uh. Because then you go out there, you put yourself in a compromising situation, and you never know what can happen, right? And another thing I need to remind people is you don't need to be in problems and issues with people. You don't need to, you know, be talking all this ish and and being a keyboard warrior. You can be an innocent bystander. You can be someone who's very conservative. Like, you stay to yourself. You stay in your house. You tend to your family. You go to work, go home type of vibe, type of person. And, you know, wrong place, wrong time. Like, you don't want to be caught up in anything that isn't, you know, going to be... Y'all know what I'm pretty sure y'all know what I'm trying to say, but that's what I'm saying. Like, no matter what it is, if you are, you know, trying to figure out certain things for yourself and all you're getting is the same response, just in different forms and things of that nature, it's like you can, depending on your mindset and how you look at things, it's gonna really decipher on the end result. So with that being said, it's like you need to understand that God is protecting you from all types of things, literally. So he has better in store, much greater in store, you know. And yeah, he might need to pull you through certain things for you to understand that and realize that. And the moment you do, you most likely won't ever have to go through it again, right? And y'all probably like, why this girl literally keep putting on her lip gloss? It's because I got it today. And it's like a lip plumper thing. Even though I don't feel like it's plumping my lips and I don't need to do all that. But I honestly didn't really know it was one. But the thing is, like, the way it feels and stuff, it feels great, honestly. Like, literally. So, yeah, like, the sensation it's giving right now, you know, those lip pumpers, sometimes they burn and all that. Like, I don't know. I just really like how it just literally makes my lips feel so moisturized, and it literally is like the tingling doesn't burn. Even though if it did, I can really handle the really strong ones. But it's like it doesn't burn. It more so gives like, I don't know how to even describe it. That's what I'm saying. Whatever brand, whatever technology they put in this technology, good job, because I keep putting it on. Other than that, though, yeah, you know, just real life it girl stuff, real quick. Just had to come through with it, you know. But other than that, yeah, y'all, don't be forcing things that aren't of you, that aren't for you. Realize the signs, recognize the motives, and start thinking ahead. Like, one thing with me is I stay a billion steps ahead. I'm always thinking worst case scenario and best case scenario, right? Because you don't want to be trapped in that fear mindset of weariness and anxiety and all that other stuff, right? So it's just like when you're able to really do that, be honest with yourself. You're not biased or making biased judgments. You're not, you know, those type of people that pick a side just because you roll with this or you agree with that or you like how that looks and that sounds. Like, no, you can be honest, outside looking in. You can analyze both sides of whatever it is and make the right decision, make the wisest decision, so on and so forth. So things like that, you know what I mean? Like, that's how you basically have to move in order to understand if God is really trying to protect you from some places, things, or if, you know, the devil is trying to block you from getting to places, or if you just shouldn't go because it just is what it is. So, you know, the more you actually start taking your intuition as a woman seriously, and you stop ignoring the feelings that you are feeling in your own body, like in your own skin. Like, if you are looking at your hand and you're nervous and you're shaking and scared of this, why gaslight yourself into believing that you're not scared at all? Like, why don't you sit there and go through those emotions in order to overcome it? But a lot of people, they are unable to do so. So with that being said, yeah, I just wanted to come through with that and basically say, so, you know, when you don't really have a lot of boundaries and you're unable to do so, or you're not as strong as the people who can do so, God will have to step in and protect you more than the average person in a sense. But it's just like, yeah, you got to understand that no one can protect you better than you can protect yourself. Of course, God has a supernatural hedge of protection around us, but there are just some things, like if you really know that you feel like you're supposed to be doing this, that, and the third, and it's not working out, you know, if it ever was to work out, like if you force it enough, say for example, you know, what example can I use? Like, say you don't have a way of transportation, but you ask, you know, someone around you or something to take you and they don't want you to go. They're hating, they're mad, they don't want to support you. Whatever the case may be, right? It's just like, you gotta be cautious, because what if you get in that vehicle, or what if they offer to take you, you get in that vehicle, and now you never return? Things like that. Like, God will give you over to that reprobative mindset, lifestyle, whatever it is, that isn't of you if you keep trying to force certain things onto you. And I'm just gonna finish up this story by saying, one of my childhood friends I grew up with, rest in peace to him, you know what I mean? Because exactly. Quick background story, because, you know, it was crazy. But he lost his life. It was just definitely his friends around him definitely set him up. And of course we thought it was wrong place, wrong time. We thought he would have seen it coming. We thought all these things, da-da-da-da. But as we're going over what we need to go over, like in the courts and in this and that, like, you know, we're figuring out things, investigative updates, all types of stuff, right? Like, come to find out on footage that basically he was like trying to force his way into the establishment where these people were. You see, sometimes people will try to count you out. They be trying to leave you out, and they be flaunting it in your face, trying to hurt you with it, trying to afflict you and affect you with it. You know what I mean? People will be trying to impose imposter syndrome on you, making you feel like you don't belong in whatever environments or whatever it may be. But the whole time God is protecting you, right? But one friend, you know, God rest his soul. But the thing is just like, I feel like he definitely lacked discernment and spiritual insight did not have that connection with the Most High. And I don't want to scare y'all, but before he passed away, a week before he passed away, everyone around him was literally just like, everyone knows God will send his prophets, his people to speak unto you, to minister certain things unto you, whatever. And you never know when your time is supposed to come where you're supposed to do the work and change, or whether you're supposed to just succumb to an unfortunate situation. So we come to find out, we are thinking, yeah, he set up this and that, which he was for sure, of course, right? But the thing is, God keeping you at home, right? And you're upset that, your friends are canceling plans, or they're switching up, or they're treating you weird, or this and that. He went to this establishment where he thought his so-called friends were, right? And the Holy Spirit, but of course he didn't know it, right? But the Holy Spirit wasn't letting him in, because he put a security right there. And the security just kept saying, no. The security probably didn't even know why, right? And of course, my childhood friend probably didn't even know why, but they were still there. He was trying to get violent and aggressive now, trying to force his way in to this establishment where all the odds are against you. You know what I mean? The security doesn't want you in, you can't get in, you're late anyway, every sign in the book showing that you are not supposed to be there. So we're going over the court, this and that, documents, evidence, XYZ. And, all of us were really so sad and ashamed to see that this is how our friend lost his life, because this is a guy who would have been, in the streets, dude, you would have thought no one could ever, right? Those guys that sell that image, and then unfortunately it's not like that. But of course, he was a sweetheart. We grew up with him and all that good stuff, right? So I know him from a different level. But I just want to say the way that we really thought, and of course, like I said, it was set up and all that stuff, but we really thought he would have been chilling in there, and then bow, wrong place, wrong time. And then we just see that footage of him just trying to force his way in there. A lot of y'all be trying to force your way in some places, and you don't even know. More of the story, gunshots rung out, 5 people got hit, 2 succumbed to those injuries. One of those was my childhood friend. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessary to put the cherry on the cake, but it doesn't just end there. I'm going to show you how sick and twisted people be, and how the devil really will always take it there, because he's just... After my friend loses his life, right? All the enemies at the funeral. Every last person. Yeah. We're going to identify that. Same set of people who are in the environment want to act like they never knew what was going on, so on and so forth, right? I use that story to say my point exactly. You never know what God is protecting you from. Like I said, we thought he was just already in this environment, doing his thing, hanging out. It's a casual day or night or whatever it is, literally whatever it is. And he's just there, doing what he do, right? No. He could have stayed home. He could have stayed in his bed or chilling, could have clicked something on the TV, ate some food, called it a night, could have read his Bible, could have been serious about his level up, career, whatever it is that people work on in their day-to-day life. But instead, you hear that your friends are in an environment where your enemies are, and you think you want to go and test the waters. Y'all need to really just let God be in control. And I say that story to also say that when I went to that funeral and I seen, it's so crazy, because I swear that funeral was like a club, like a party. So much people will pop out when you lose your life. Trust and believe. But when you're living, ain't not one person And that's life for you. And I was just crying, bawling the whole time. And it's like, I looked at it like, wow, I never knew I could cry like that. Not only because I'm seeing someone I grew up with literally like lying there, looking like he's been silenced and just shut up. Like, it was so creepy, right? But the thing was, what creeped me out the most is the fact that that happened, and it's like the people that are here and around, or they'll be calculating their attempts against your life, and it's like, once they do that to you and have you in that position, that state, and I mean in the casket, they will come to the funeral and make sure they stare at you go down into the dirt. That's what I witnessed with my childhood friend. Them friends will throw the dirt on the casket and make sure not only are you in that casket, but they're making sure they're burying you under that too, all when you're gone. So why force anything that God is protecting you from? Let me know in the comment section. What do you get out of it? Right? So always think about that, if I could go back in time, or if I could, of course, we never knew. Like, I got a phone call when I found out this happened, right? Ugh, just never forget that day. Never forget the time I answered the phone call in the early rising and the words I've heard. I was bawling from that day all the way to the end of the funeral weeks later. But to see my one friend, right, childhood friend, literally, it was like he was so desperate. No disrespect, but I'm going to be for real for y'all to understand the context, right? So desperate to get into this place, get in front of his enemies, get all up in his enemy's face. So desperate to be all up in them haters' energy field for look, for status. Never to return home. Why am I looking at you in a casket? So that's basically what I wanted to say to end this video off with, y'all. Just, it is what it is, man. Nevertheless, no stress. Like, you never know what God is protecting you from. There's so much times as well where I was either going to go somewhere and I either, let me change that up, or let me not, or all right, I got the signs, that's it, so on and so forth, right? So, just got to be wise, right? Other than that, let me know in the comment section below any times where y'all have literally wanted to do something or go somewhere, your friends were trying to pressure you to come out, or just something. Let me know. And God has protected you, and then you've either, came across like the outcome of that situation the next day, or like you were literally saved by the bell type situation, or you just knew something was going to come out of it that could have been detrimental to you, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, with that being said, it is what it is, right? So I just want y'all to keep that in mind. And I was gonna excuse me, y'all. I was gonna say something else with that point, but I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't want to go longer than 30 minutes with this live, because I actually want y'all to sit through the whole video and listen to it and all that good stuff. I know y'all still do that anyways if you really want to get the message, but yeah. Thanks so much for being here. Y'all are the best. I appreciate and love y'all so much. Thank you for all the support on this channel. We still growing. We still doing what we have to do to level up. So if you're a real life it girl, like, comment, subscribe. Comment in the comment section below if you're not the type to really share like your testimony or story time. Comment real life it girl. A real life it girl, yeah. Or you can comment God's girls in the building, because you already know we're literally in the building. Other than that, though, thanks so much for being here. Purchase Virtuous Not Vixen if you guys need those actionable tips, tricks, and techniques to level up. I'm telling you. short, straightforward, and sweet chapters that's gonna help you, right? Understand what you need to do, and not only understand, but see how you can start applying certain things into what you're already doing. I'm not telling you to change who you are, change what you'd be doing, or who you aspire to be. I'm just saying, hey, look at these things that can literally complement what you're doing. Look at these things that can enhance you. Here's this knowledge, this wisdom that you can definitely utilize with your skills, your knowledge, your expertise, whatever the case is, to get to the next level, guys. So, this channel ain't about me, it's all about y'all. So, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all so, so much. And yeah, like, I know this channel usually faceless and all that good stuff, but I'm definitely gonna pop up from time to time. And yeah, I see YouTube low key be hating though. The haters. But yeah, I see they be trying to like either shadow ban my channel a little bit or whatever. So just get the engagement up, y'all, because yeah. Other than that, you already know what time it is. It's your bestie, and I'm definitely gonna catch up with y'all in another one. So, ciao.